Hi friends, it's Liz here. Thank you for joining me today. I have a quick tutorial craft with me video today. I shared this little booklet on Instagram a few days ago, and I thought I would just show you the process of how I put it together. Many of you have asked to see the tutorial or how-to video, so here it is. I started by using these little weekly time record cards. They came from A Tattered Dream on Etsy. I will link Denise's shop below. And this is going to be part of my Angie inspired creations. If you have been following those videos, I've been making a lot of sort of vintage grungy styled projects, or at least I think they are, inspired by Angie's work. Now, if you're new to my channel and you're not sure who Angie is, she is an artist who is not on social media. So you only see her work when she has sent something to someone and they, take pictures or share a video of what she has sent them. So, I've been so inspired by her work. Many of you tell me that you're also inspired by her work. And so I just thought I would share a little bit of inspiration that has been coming from what I have seen. I just went ahead and distressed this little, what I'm going to call a little booklet because I just wanted to make it look a little bit more vintage. If you don't have this type of, little booklet or paper, you could certainly use this or make it with a scrapbook paper of your choice as well. It will come out very similar, I'm sure. I just pulled out a few pieces from some of my little stash. This is a lot of items I have from Lodgy. I will actually link a coupon code if you're interested in, purchasing anything in the shop. I will link that below, as well as unboxing videos that I have for their products. Loving the vintage style. So easy to, pick up some pieces and use them in your work. You don't have to really distress them unless you want to. They already look a little vintage. And I think it just goes really nicely with anything that's a little grungy or, for like the junk journals that we love to create. So as I just kind of craft, I will be chatting with you, just watching the process. There's really not a lot to this, except I think for me, it's just the time that I spend creating something, just the intention of sitting with the pieces and making something that I really enjoy, that I know that I'll probably be sending to some friends, or even, maybe use for swaps in some swaps. But usually it's just to enjoy the moment and create something that I was inspired to create. And really that's the process that I'm trying out here. As you can see, I'm just going to be adding maybe some pockets on the inside. The one I shared on Instagram, I kind of made it into a little kind of like mini journal because I added some pages as well. So I'll show you that in a little bit. And if you haven't seen it, follow my Instagram. I post there a lot of the times before I can create a video. I just, I find that a little bit easier than, making a video, editing, voiceovers, etc. Currently, I am having to do voiceovers for my videos, and so it's a little bit more time consuming than just turning on a camera and just, kind of going. I also like to edit my videos so that you're not necessarily watching every single piece that I glue down or everything that I cut up or everything that I distress. That's kind of how I work and how I like to see videos, and so that's how I like to make them. So I hope that you find this helpful. If you do and enjoy the videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment below and let me know if you've been following this series, what you think of it, and what else you would like to see. What other projects would you like to see in Angie's vintage style that I'm trying to create here, as best as I, feel that I can do so. All right, so moving on, I just added some of those little pockets. The next step here, I think, is going to be adding the little pocket in the back. And I did see something similar that she had sent to Denise, I believe. I think it was for her birthday a few years ago. I took a little screenshot of the finished product because that, that kind of is what inspired me, and that's where I'm going with this. I remember, oh my gosh, a little while back, I think it was something she did make for her birthday, and I just loved it. I truly, truly love her work, her style, the way she makes things look so vintage and antique. Absolutely love it. So, anyways, let's just continue this process. So, I hope you are all well. I've been really enjoying our weather lately. I am in Ontario, Canada, and we have had, I would say, higher than normal temperatures. At this point, we're usually starting to get into the negatives. Today, I think it's going as high as 18 degrees and it's still sunny out, which means that we still get to enjoy almost like a really crisp fall day for us. We haven't seen snow yet. Yay. I love to see snow, but I don't like to be in snow. Driving and, all that kind of craziness that goes with it. Not too happy with that. But I'm so happy that we're still enjoying sunshine and warm weather so far. So really, really great. I've been thinking about maybe taking a few short videos here and there when I'm out and about so you can kind of see what it's like where I am. I know there's a lot of you that are international, so some of you don't even, get snow at all. Some of you, it's just so different, and I love to see different places, and it's sort of like my quick little trip that I can take just watching someone's video of their location. So I might start doing that. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below, and I might just kind of throw in a little clip here and there in a video. So as I'm still crafting, you can see that I just grabbed a little piece of that sewing, what is that called? Sewing paper, you know the name of it. I always forget when I'm filming. I like that it's sheer, so you can kind of see through it, but then it gives you that little bit of vintage kind of feel to it because of the way it's the color is, and you can kind of see through that. I'm gathering here a few pieces of wallpaper. They have a really lovely design on them, and I love to use this like as a little accent on my work. It just gives you that little extra detail, and it doesn't take much. You just get, a little piece will do. So that's what I'm doing here. I've started to think about what I'm doing this year for my December journaling, and I'm sort of struggling because I've done a few different things in the different years, and at that point in time they worked for me and I enjoyed it. I've done some traveler's notebook sizes. I've done some of the larger, 8x6 journal sizes. I've created my own journals for, most of these December dailies. And I think a few years ago, I just did a December not daily because I was kind of struggling with, memory keeping for, I guess, during 2020, 2021, because of COVID, because we were still sort of not doing a lot of things, not going out a lot. We didn't do much. And so there was not a lot to do for memory keeping. However, having said that, I did recently find one of my kind of like glue book journals that I have. It is not a December themed one, but I loved going back to it and seeing what I had been doing at that time. So I might do something similar this year. Here I'm just showing you the finished product, the one I shared on a little bit on Instagram. That one is a page from my own digital, and I just used a few different, pieces that I had, again, mostly I think from Lodgy. And I just sort of made that little booklet. And so I don't know if I'll be doing this for the one I'm showing you, but for sure I wanted to show you what it could look like as a little journal. I love making little journals and little booklets. I think they're so fun as something you can add in a journal, or you can actually just send that in the mail, and it's something that's quick and easy to put together. I do take my time with these ones. I really like the process, as I mentioned. So, I add a little bit more here and there, like this little piece of, not fabric. You know what this is called. Let me know below. I always forget, as I said, when I'm filming. So just adding a little piece of something else that's not paper. you know, kind of gives you that texture. And I love seeing different textures on projects. And so that's what I thought I would add here. And then I'm going through my little pile of different laces. Now, this was also part of the package I received from Lodgy. They do have this little kit, and I love the variety of laces and trims that they include, because sometimes you don't need a lot for a project. And like, look at these little flowers. I used this one in the last one. I just cut one out and then use that as a little accent, and it just gives you that little extra touch to a project. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it ends up looking so cute. And look at the variety of items that were included in this. So these two came together in that little baggie, and so I kind of keep it together, just, you know, when I need a little extra piece of something to add to a project. This is what I use. I will have links to my favorite supplies in the description box below. I know many of you usually ask me that, but if there's anything specific, just let me know, leave a comment below, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. So you can see just that little extra piece of something just, you know, gives it a different feel to the project. So the other thing that I'm just going to be making here in the back is a little tag. I think I cut up a postcard, printed postcard, and I'm just trying to decide the, you know, how large I wanted to make the tag. And because the pocket is a little bit larger, and I kind of want to see it from the front, because that's the image that I had seen that that Angie had made. You can kind of see it poking through the front, and so I was trying to you know, figure out if I wanted to make it longer, or if I just wanted to not push it down so much into the pocket. So I think I just decided to do that with this one here. I'm just adding some of the little reinforcers to give it that little extra, and then you know, just be gluing those on. So where was I about my December daily? Right. So I'm trying to decide this year. Do I want to make a junk journal for my December daily? Do I want to use, I think I used a ring binder a few years back as well, and I love that. But the one thing I did notice, going back to my my planner that I had used a little while back as well, I love to just jot down what I did that week. For example, you know, a video that I was working on, or a project that I made, a tutorial, and then going back to those is such a great reminder, because then it, you know, it really lets me know how much I did that week, even if it wasn't like, you know, a family get together or a trip or anything that exciting. I just checked a few months back in one of these journals a few years ago, and I loved remembering, you know, what I had done that week. So I might do something similar. Let me know. Do you use a December daily? And you know, how have you found it? Do you do it every year? Do you take breaks? Leave a comment below and let me know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, and also maybe what you would like to see. Hopefully, you know, I might be able to also give you a little inspiration to see what we come up with. But for sure this year, I'm going to do something when it comes to my December journal, you know, because it's a little different than your average journal. It is the holidays. There's different things that you may or may not do, traditions, you know, recipes, decorations. There's so many things when it comes to that. And I thought it'd be nice to just keep documenting it in some way. Maybe not every single day. I don't know. I'm really just up in the air with it. I'm trying to gather all my pieces, and I'm just struggling to decide what it is that I want to use for this year. So hopefully I will figure that out soon. And I guess just to give you a little update on what else I'm going to be sharing on my channel in the next little bit, I've started being inspired to do a little bit more of my creative journaling. So I'll be sharing a little bit more of that, and how to use your journals and how I use my journals. There is a Facebook page that I have that is called Using Your Junk Journals. I will link that below if you're interested. Everybody just posts different ways that they actually use their journals, you know, different ideas and inspiration that you can get, and how to use one if you're struggling. I have several playlists, or videos I should say as well, just with creative journaling. And one thing that I really like to stress about it is just try to enjoy the process. So hopefully that's something that, you'll be inspired to, go on that journey with me again. I will be sharing some of those. I am considering also doing some of the, no talking videos when it comes to that, because I know many of you have enjoyed those before. And I guess I want to know how many of you actually like those videos. Let me know below. Do you enjoy videos where you just sort of watch the process and there's no chatting and there's no music? Or do you prefer the chatty videos as you're sort of watching someone struggle with their creative journaling, which is usually what happens to me. I have a few tutorials coming up as well, more fun, one-page projects and just easy holiday crafts that you can make to get yourself ready for the holiday season. If you're like myself that likes to mail things out, I find that I do all my mailing like during November, December for some reason. Like I sort of gather everything, make things, second guess myself. Do I want to send this yet or not? And then I end up kind of sending everything out in the last couple months of the year. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Here I'm back now to the front, and what I'm doing is just doing a little bit of a layered kind of ephemera piece on the front, which Angie just amazing what she does. If you've seen her work, that always inspires me. I'm using this little glassine bag. It's like a micro glassine bag. Again, it's from Denise's Shop at a Tattered Dream. But of course, you can use anything else and you don't necessarily need to use this little glassine bag. But I think they just make it a little bit easier when you're trying to add a little pocket somewhere and it already is a pocket. And all you need to do is just kind of embellish it if you want to. So that is why I use this as well, because I know Angie uses glassine bags from Denise's Shop also. So here you can see you can distress this if you wanted to as well. I'm not going to, because I'm going to probably cover most of it up with the layered piece here that I'm working on. And that's kind of another thing that I enjoy taking my time with, is the little bits and pieces that you can gather to put something together. A lot of the times I save little bits here and there and keep them in a little bin. And then when I'm making these types of projects, I really love using them up and seeing how, that comes together. What else? I do have some more journals coming into my consignment shop. I don't know if I mentioned that already. I'm so excited to share these with you. And I'm hoping to get as much of it filmed and uploaded as soon as I can. So if you're looking at, your holiday shopping, you can start right away. So many lovely artists that I'm going to be showcasing in my consignment shop. And as always, if you're interested in joining my consignment shop, send me an email and we can chat a little further about that as well. So back to my creative journals. I've been so inspired lately. I've been jotting down all these different ideas that I have for my creative journals. I'm pulling everything out. I'm going through my completed journals and sort of, being re-inspired by them. I love looking back on just some of the pages and some of the memories. And I've really been just so inspired to continue sharing with you. So because I haven't done that in a little while, I am super excited about it. And I hope you are too. So if you enjoy those types of videos, I'll have a lot more of those creative journal with me videos as well to share. And I find that I do go back and forth between like a vintage sort of grungy style to a more modern style of junk journaling. And I think what I'm doing, what I'll be focusing on is kind of going back and forth, because that really seems to be how I work. I take a little time to do something a little bit more vintage looking. I focus on that. I love putting that together. And then once I'm done with that, sometimes I like to go right into something a little more colorful. Like, for example, putting this together, I loved it so much. And then I went straight to like my next Christmas tutorial, which has more of, the holiday colors, the reds, the greens, the pinks, but also trying to make it a little vintage, if you know what I mean. So going back and forth between that, I absolutely love it. So I'm going to continue to do that. I hope you do as well. I think that there's a lot of you out there similar to how I create, which you like a little bit of variety. For some reason, I find I can't just stick with one theme all the time. I just don't know why. It just seems to change. But when I do get the inspiration, like the Angie inspiration, then I'm just really all into that. So I think what I need, honestly, is like two separate craft areas where I keep everything vintage looking, and then another area where I keep everything a little bit more modern. And this way it's all ready to go. I just walk in and, in an ideal dream, that would be how I craft, that everything is just separated this way and I don't have to keep putting stuff away and pulling things out and trying to find things that I thought I had put in the right place and that I thought I would remember where I had put them. But also I think it's a surprise to me when I'm able to find things sometimes and or rediscover something that I had forgotten about. And it's like I'm like a kid in a toy store. Everything just feels amazing when that happens. In fact, I think that works really well. When I finish a few projects or maybe even a seasonal project, I try and keep it together in like a little box or, just contained in a spot where when I go back to that same theme or feel of a project, then everything's already sort of gathered in there. It's like my little surprise boxes of creation. So I might have to keep a few more of those to create. So here I'm just showing you, I added a little pin with a Tim Holtz little tag. I did get like the most recent Tim Holtz, one of the collections, and I'm just enjoying using that. I used some pieces from BB Craft. I do have an unboxing as well where I've got some of these little dangle pieces and the little bulb pins. I will link those below. I also have a coupon code for them. So this is it, my friends. This was the original one with a few little pages in it. I'm sure most of you know how to do this already. And if not, I do have videos showing you how I stitch in pages in mini journals. I will link that below. I'll also just take a quick screenshot of some of the supplies I used. The Tim Holtz thin lids from the latest collection. I used some of the pieces from there as well. And I'm going to show you a flip through of this full mini little booklet, plus a peek at what I've been working on, and then I guess the next few projects that I'll be sharing with you as well. So just a quick flip through of the little booklet that I originally made. You can see here I've got the little Tim Holtz tag in there. I've got just like the little pocket, as I mentioned, the pages for the little booklet. This one happens to be from my most recent digital collection. I will link that below if you're interested. And thank you for your support. Those of you that have been purchasing my digitals, I really appreciate it. Here's a little pocket. And again, most of this ephemera was from Taper Lodgy. I do have a coupon code for my subscribers. I showed you the little envelope tuck spot pocket here. And then the little pocket on the inside. And then, of course, the back with the little tag that kind of pulls right out of there. Super loved this project. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And let me know if you enjoyed the video. And I really would appreciate that. So this is just me working on the potential pages I'll be adding to this one before I send it out. Here's a little peek at what I've been working on as well. I've got some holiday themed little tab binding booklets that I'm working on. I've got a super cute mini mail that I'm working on. I've got a few pieces that I'm going to be sharing with you. We'll make them in the video as well. And then I've got another ephemera holder that I'm going to be sharing with you. So many ideas, many things to share with you. Thank you for joining me. I will have some pictures here to show you some of the supplies. And thanks for joining me today. Leave a comment below for any questions, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for stopping by.